Live. I've been feeling really inspired today to share, um, or just to be with you all, just to be in community with you all, just to see how y'all are doing. My hair is looking appropriately wild and crazy again. Sort of matches my energy today. Okay, it's saying it restarted the live. I don't know. The lives are just, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes they work, sometimes they post, sometimes they don't. So we'll see what happens. I think I'll meditate until some of y'all hop on. Yeah, I've just been feeling. Did you like my 5-second meditation? I've just been feeling a lot of energy breaking free, like a lot of life force, like more life force flowing where it was once frozen fear. And so it can be a little ungrounding, but ultimately it's heart opening. Cool. A couple of y'all are on. Put in the chat where you're from if you want. That sounds exciting. Happy to have y'all here. I'm going to see. Oh, look, we can put hearts on the screen. We can do those emojis. We can do the party emoji. That's fun. Keep it 100 emoji. Yeah. So I'd love to hear where you're all from, what you're all up to today. Yeah, there's this awakening desire to connect with y'all today. Been going through a lot of clearing, a lot of healing. Those emojis are fun. But yeah, we'll just see what happens. That's kind of the point of live streams is we just see what happens. Oh, there's more of you. Yeah, like I've been saying, I just would like to hear where you're all from. If you want to put that in the chat, it'd be nice to hear from you. See what you guys are up to today. Put a little party emoji. It's been feeling good having more energy flowing today, like more expansive energy. I've been more in the kind of like in a cocoon type of energy, like kind of in a shell, like that protective shell we go into when we're going into that metamorphosis, like that phase of it, where it's a little more darkness. Hello, Tracy from Montreal. Nice to have you here. I hope you're doing well today. I've drove through Montreal twice. Looked very dynamic there. Felt dynamic. Felt a darkness, but also like a creativity, like a uniqueness. I don't know. I like going to new places and kind of plugging into the energy or just receiving what the energy is there. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm a human design projector as well, so I can feel environments really well. So yeah, this is going to be sort of a meditative space while talking, if you will. I'd love to hear where the rest of y'all are from if you want to share. So much horror coming up again and again. God knows where it's from or what it's about, but I don't feel I can process it well. Just so dull at the moment. Headache, desperate, hopeless. Yeah, what bravery to be in that. Yeah, I'm sorry it's been hard for you. I know when we get in those states and it just feels overwhelming, we can just feel trapped with it, nowhere to go. Take good care of yourself. It's like you have my permission, you have the divine's permission to be all the way desperate, to be all the way hopeless. Like sometimes that's where the divine it wants to take us into those places. As much as our human mind can fight with it, and as much as the human mind has been conditioned out of hopelessness and out of desperation, like we've heard so many times, probably to not be those things. And if we were those things, maybe we would risk not being loved or accepted by our tribe, by our parents, culture, etc. So a lot of times the desperation and hopelessness itself isn't like if we're all the way desperate and all the way hopeless, then we're just one with life and there's peace there. But if we're resisting being hopeless and we're judging ourselves for feeling desperate, that can cause a lot of suffering and pain. So let go of all judgments. Let yourself be dull. Let the headache be there. We don't need to fix this. Nothing's gone wrong. You're right where you need to be. And also, I'm so sorry that you're hurting and that it's hard for you. And I hope you can feel the love that my heart is sending you. But yeah, thanks for sharing. Thanks for being vulnerable. And that's an offering, what you just shared there. That's like an offering for the group. Because I guarantee you're not the only one feeling those things. There's probably people on right now that are also feeling them. So let this space be a space where you can plug into strength. Sometimes it's like we got to just pray for strength because the thing ain't going away. Whatever the thing is that we're not enjoying or that's overwhelming us. So sometimes we just pray for the strength to get through it, the strength to be able to be with it. And so, yeah, I'd love to hear from more of y'all about what you're going through, where you're from, whatever. You can feel your guys' energy. There's a lot of energy here. It's always a good time. Yeah, my heart's felt. It's interesting. I've been getting so much connection now. I'm in my groups I go to, my communities I go to, that when I get filled up with that kind of connection, then I want to offer that here. It's like there's a desire to connect with you guys more when I'm getting more connection in the places I go, which is fun. I love that. It's like a circular thing. The more my cup gets filled with connection outside of here, the more I can kind of bring a full heart to you guys. Yes, so much fear kicks in. It feels as if I can't fully merge with what is there. Sometimes that's the case. And we just be with that. We be with this like, okay, I want to merge with this fear. I want to be one with it, but there's an unconscious layer that's not letting go. And so we just let ourselves be there. And then we merge with that unconscious layer that isn't letting go. And we kind of ask, like, what does that layer need? The layer that is afraid to let go into the fear. And that's the way of just meeting yourself where you are. And that's oneness too, like meeting yourself where you are. You don't necessarily need to push or try to get into places. Just kind of be right where you are, the thing that's most primary, the layer of self you're in, and just let yourself be there. Not completely let myself fall into this abyss. I can't even see what the horror really is. Not completely. Yeah, just let yourself be where you're at. And then more will be revealed as you relax into exactly where you're at with the horror. Maybe more horror will surface like from the belly or from your heart, from the throat. And then you can kind of be with it more in the body in a somatic way. And you're welcome for the space. Be easy on yourself too. It's like you're doing the best you can. Life is evolving your consciousness. This is what it looks like. It's not something we can control or we're always doing the best we can. And so being your own best friend through this, like giving yourself props for doing like you're getting through it. You're getting through. You're here. You're here sharing. Like that's amazing. Hi from Turkey. Hello. Yeah, I talked to someone who told me I should go to Turkey for a spiritual reason. I don't know. Lovely to have you here with us. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing all right, and if you're not, that's okay too. All is welcome here. Everything is welcome here. This is a little different than the live groups I host. The live groups, it's more meditative. I think this one, my heart just wants to share and talk a lot. And I might do that in live groups at some point too. Mirage, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. After Kundalini activation and in turn career destroyed, how to make money? I don't know, my friend. Uh, how do you think of this approach? Do whatever you do from an angle of love and awareness, not fear. That sounds great. Yeah. Let life show you the way, life took your career from you, right? So there's nothing you could do about it. So how to make money? Yeah, I don't know. That's where you turn to yourself for this, and you feel what's there for you. Maybe more will come on that soon. Sometimes that happens. Feel what's there for you about this, like underneath the question of how to make money. What's there? Probably some fear, some doubts. Um, this is what I've noticed with life, with this Kundalini journey, light worker journey. Our primary purpose is just to feel what is arising and to be with it with loving awareness, right? Um, and then life will happen from there. Life will naturally, spontaneously happen. Maybe life tells you to start doing something that you're surprised by, and all of a sudden it turns into an income source. We don't know, but we just start from where we're at. We start uh, with what's in the heart, with the fear there, or the hurt, or maybe you feel abandoned, and then notice in every moment how you're still being cared for. Like hopefully it feels like you're probably still eating food. You have the abundance to be in this little gathering we're having right now. So you have a phone or a laptop and Wi-Fi. Notice that you are still living in a state of abundance in this moment. You most likely have shelter. So a lot of times the mind will be fearful. Okay, it can see what life took from us, but the mind can't see what can come in now because the job has left. Like there's a space now for something maybe more aligned, more beautiful, more fulfilling to come in. And that might not reveal itself to you right away. You might have to be in this space of the unknown, of fear, of uncertainty. And that's its own ground of healing and its own time of deepening. And sometimes the divine does this intentionally. It takes the job and it doesn't show us the new income source for a while because it wants us to face parts of ourselves that we otherwise couldn't face if the circumstances weren't exactly as they are for you right now. So I would say sink into right now what it feels like, really have your discovery there. And when it's time for things to change, they will change and they will shift. And all of a sudden it will be very clear to you what the new income source will be, or maybe it's not even an income source, just like what the new opportunity for caring for yourself will be, whatever. And you just follow it. It takes courage. But what choice do we have, right? When I can notice the thoughts as thoughts and then bring attention to the body, this is what allows me to see a lot of the struggle as a believed thinking. Yes. 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 It's all because a lot of the times the thoughts are just like past and future and all this. It's being produced by the pain in our body, by the separate self energy, by the one who needs validation, who is scared of being abandoned, who is scared of not having money, etc. Right? That's where thoughts come from. It's all that stuff in the body. So when we meet the stuff in the body, the trauma, the fear, the wounds, etc. When we meet that and digest that stuff in the body, the mind tends to be much more spacious and empty, and just kind of like at peace. But when we've got a lot of stuff in like terror in the body, in the heart, we're going to have terrified thoughts and worst case scenario thoughts and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes it is just like terror for no reason. It's just terror. And it will point to, I'm scared because of my bank account, or I'm scared because that person's being mean, or I'm scared because whatever, you name it. But it's like, sometimes it's not even, it can't, there's nothing for the fear to even point to. It's just terror that needs to be met from when you were young. Or who knows when. But you're all becoming masters at being with fear. This whole earth plane is becoming a master at being with fear. Have you noticed there's lots of fear coming up for everybody? Fear about who's going to be elected. Mother Nature is doing things that's creating terror. And of course, it's like the terror is valid. Like, let's not invalidate the terror. People are losing, like loss is happening. There's so much shifting happening on earth with the economy and how money's made and inflation. I mean, there's so many things that are bringing up fear for the species, for the race, the human race. And we're all here to meet that fear with love. That's it. That's our job. That's our only job. And then to trust that we'll be held, we'll be taken care of. And maybe circumstances won't be exactly how your mind says it should be based on your conditioning and what your culture says you should want, but you're going to be cared for. All of you will be cared for. You'll have what you need. But you're here to meet fear. You're here to fall in love with fear. And that's a huge job, right? This is for your eternal soul too. I don't know what's going on here with the comments. Okay, I'm behind. Okay. Yes, all in the belly. Sometimes it opens up, starts to trust, starts to defrost. I love that word, defrost. I say thaw, but defrost is good. And to move. And then a tiny thing touches it and it just snaps back into horror. Tight belly, fear, tension, etc. So the movement is patience. Patience is a bitter pill to, like a bitter, I don't know the quote. It's like kind of a bitter pill to swallow, but it yields a lot of fruits. So it's like slowing down for the tight belly, slowing down for the fear and the tension. That's like what's called for there, and not trying to make it loosen up again. Just being okay with like having a tight belly or a tense heart center, like letting that be a holy contentment in and of itself. It's actually not about so much if it's flowing, if it's tight, if it's clenched. It's just about, are we fully with what is? Because when we're fully with what is, that's home, that's contentment, and that's peace. And once that clicks into your energy field, that it's just about being with what is, regardless of what that actually is, then you're not trying to move anywhere else, and you're not trying to shift things and raise your vibration and do all this energetic jujitsu stuff. You're actually just giving that stuff in your body permission to be there. And that's when it relaxes, and that's when it releases, and that's when energy flows again. But it's paradoxical. Energy doesn't flow until we're totally and utterly okay with it being stuck, until we're fine with that being our home. And sometimes the mind doesn't like to hear that stuff. But Mirage says, thank you. You're welcome. Any advice on being overly concerned with what other people, including random strangers, think of you? I have to laugh. I got that one too, John. Not so much to random strangers. I would say just let it be like that. You don't have to make it so you aren't concerned. Let yourself be concerned with what other people are thinking of you. Like, that's okay. There's a lot of relational stuff there. We want to fit in. We want to be connected. We want to be part of a tribe. We want community, right? So relational healing is a big one. I do a lot of dyads. I go to a lot of group stuff so that my animal body can learn safety around other people, so that it can learn that I'm accepted just as I am, no matter how I am. And so instead of trying to do some mental conceptual thing to try to shift out of not caring what people think of you, which is basically what I did for like 4 or 5 years, because you can kind of do that, but it's not real in the body. to make it real in the body, you actually have to heal with other people. And that's what's helped me the most is spend the money for healers. I go, like I said, I go to groups, I do dyads. I'm putting myself in groups on an almost daily basis, or putting myself in connection with another on a nearly daily basis, so that my body can learn that, oh, I'm safe and accepted, and I don't have to pretend to be something I'm not. I don't have to go be happy or joyful. I'm accepted even if I'm sad or I'm desperate or I feel hopeless. And when the body starts learning that, you're just going to feel innately safe wherever you go and whoever you're around, because those parts in you have been rewired, and you've actually created new neural pathways in your brain, and you dissolved the wounds and the relational trauma from childhood that was in your body. So, this is all relational stuff that will help you actually be able to and it will be real. You won't have to think yourself out of not caring what people think of you and do that kind of stuff. It's like, no, you just won't care as much. Or here it is. You'll care because you're human and you're connected to everybody, but you're not going to be defining your self-worth based on it. It's like, of course you're going to care about other people. That's not what we're trying to avoid. We're just trying to make sure that we can have healthy self-esteem, and that we're confident, and that we're free to be authentic with others. That's what we really want. That's what we're saying when we're saying we don't want to care what other people think of us. What we're really saying is we just want to feel free to be ourselves with others. It's not that we don't want to care. We do care, and then they care about what we feel and think, and that's okay. That's beautiful. But it's like, when we are defining our whole self-worth based on what everyone's thinking of us, that's when we can put ourselves in this little box, and we feel small, and we feel constricted, and we don't feel free to be ourselves. So that's just what's coming through there. I hope that helps. Hello from Amsterdam. Hello there. Thank you so much. It makes sense. That's good. I'm glad things are making sense, because I don't remember anything I've said. I'm just saying what's coming through. I think this has been going for a while. Okay, lots of stuff coming through the chat. That's great. It's really just the deepest horror. It only comes up in contact with other human beings. It's really as if a part of me believes it will be killed every moment. It's so fucking intense. Yeah, hopefully things I just said were really relevant to this one as well. That's interesting. Kind of synchronistically worked through. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm vibing with that. Expansion is bringing mass shadow confrontation. Tracy says a lot is coming up for me, a lot of past traumas, childhood trauma, and abandonment issues. I allow myself to feel it all, but now I'm getting body chills, inner body vibrating feeling. It's uncomfortable. Yeah, that can happen. There's a lot of energy moving through the system, and it can have all kinds of symptoms. So do your best to make yourself comfortable with it, and to just kind of allow the body to go through what it needs to go through, as we are in these very energetically transforming times. I can't even overstate that. These are such powerful transformative times. And so we're gonna all be going through this together. We're all gonna be feeling just a massive shifts going on within us. One minute we're in this kind of heightened, expanded state. The next minute we're in hopelessness and terror and desperation, like we've been talking. And it's just heaviness might be moving through, densities moving through, all kinds of deep lack programs that are really in the collective are also coming up, like scarcity consciousness you might have to feel through. And so it's a big task, but you're all built for this. You're all made for this in your own way. So don't doubt yourself. Know that you have the power, the strength, and the capacity to go through what you're going through. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here doing it. If you couldn't be doing this, you wouldn't be doing it. You're all very powerful, enlightened, like just super strong souls that can do this work. It's like you've been specially selected, it feels like to me. That's what's coming through. All right. Yay. Yeah, doing dyads daily also. Awesome. feels like a lot what I bring into the space when this horror is there. Um, that's what dyads are for. Bring it all. It's like, and sometimes with dyads, we think the other person is holding space for us, and there's some truth to that. But just the container itself, the dyad container, is holding the space. So that dyad container you're in, it's a divine container, and it can more than easily hold whatever you're bringing. So bring your terror there, let it move through, let yourself express about it honestly. This is how it gets transmuted. This is how it gets digested. And the dyad space is like the perfect space for it. So just want to just want to cheer you on and say good job for going to dyads. Like that's such an act of showing up for yourself. Renee, yeah, so glad to see you here, Renee. Glad that it's beautiful for you. Cool. Yeah, I think that's a good video, guys. 25 minutes. Yeah, a lot of commonalities in your guys' comments. A lot of you guys are just so much relating between you guys going through the same stuff. So, yeah, it's been such an honor to be here with you guys. Um, yeah, I'm just kind of filtering through the last few comments here. Um, yeah, yeah, I know it's intense. Someone coming into us or tuning in from Paris. Very cool. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, you're so welcome, guys. Yeah, just sending you all so much love. Thanks for being here. It's an honor to serve. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Namaste.